Now we're going to bring in Clay Scott from Ulysses. Clay is a prominent voice in agriculture and water issues in Kansas, especially southwest Kansas. And Clay, we appreciate you joining us. If you would, we understand you're in Washington, D.C. What has you in our nation's capital? When and how did you get to D.C., sir?
Yeah, good morning. And first off, I'd like to offer my condolences to the families of the victims of the plane. We flew into D.C. We came in on the charter plane into a different airport, but fly into Reagan quite often. I'm here working on some issues with Fort Hays State University, and several of the state universities are here for some training on Association of Governing Boards on foundations and finance and proper money management.
And Clay, I'm assuming you also probably knew some other Kansans who were there. I don't know if you've been in contact with them because this is still relatively fresh. The plane crash happened about 10 hours ago, but have you been in contact with any of them? If you have, what's kind of the mood that you're sensing from some of the other Kansans who you might know who are in D.C. right now?
Yeah, it didn't take very long. In fact, I got a text message asking just shortly after it happened by somebody that's local here if I knew of anybody or anything like that was on the plane. And so then you start down the checklist, and I did have people that I knew were flying into D.C. last night, and in particular one gentleman, it took a little bit to get a hold of him. I think he did fly in last night. He basically just responded, "Thanks, I'm okay, I'll talk to you later."
And Clay, right now, the video we're showing as we're talking right now is of daylight hitting Washington. We see the boats, rescue boats, recovery boats right now in the Potomac. And this is a relatively new flight. Jack had just talked about this. It was a year ago we had a direct flight from Wichita to D.C. And for politicians, but also I imagine for people within the ag community, whether it's talking with our elected leaders, imagine this is probably a flight that for people who want to be heard in our nation's capital, especially, fairly common to be taking trips like this.
I think you're exactly right on that. I think, the ability for Kansas to put our voice into the national spotlight and talk with our congressional representatives as well as others, it's a part of the mix that we see up here in D.C. There's a lot of federal dollars, there's a lot of federal programming. If we could put Kansas' name on it, or at least help guide the governance of the nation that helps farmers and ranchers in Kansas, it's important.
Well, Clay, we also understand that you're with Fort Hays State University with the foundation, the trustees. We appreciate your time today amid the emotions of the day as we're still working to confirm more details. Clay Scott, again, a prominent voice in agriculture from Ulysses and Southwest Kansas. We thank you for your time, sir.
Thank you.